Welcome to the Put on Waivers Media Group, home of the Put on Raiders podcast and the Student Body Right podcast. This is your place for the best breakdowns and the best insight for those who fight on and bleed silver and black. Now, here are your hosts, Dwayne Douglas and Ryan Holmes.
And welcome, everybody, to the glorious episode of Student Body Right, USC podcast. I'm your host, Dwayne Douglas, along with Coach B, and we are podcasting on the beautiful shores of the Pacific Ocean. Beautiful day out here in Southern California. PORSPR is my Twitter handle, and Coach B is Blue DVL 21. 21. USC won a game. Hey, all right, we won a game.
Imagine that.
4-4. Whoop-de-doo.
Right.
But they Rutgers was ripe for this. The perfect opponent for them to come into, especially with USC's secondary all banged up.
Right.
And they played the most disc off coverage I could ever see in my life. But I understood it because the only way you can screw this game up is by giving up bombs over the head. They gave up one bomb in the third quarter, but after that they kind of shut everything down for that as well. But let's just talk first of all about Miller Moss. Had words this week, remember me, you know what I'm saying? Don't, whatever, talking this, that, and the other. His exact words were, what was it again? Keep the same energy. Keep the same energy.
Keep the same energy. Like, what do you mean same energy? What is that? What energy? You turning over the ball every game?
Yeah.
Or you call these football games?
Yeah.
What energy would you like?
Yeah, I mean, to me, and then on this show, we've been, like I said, Coach B was the first person to really kind of open my eyes up to the fact that he might not be the guy. And then because I have an open mindset and I'm not like a closed mindset like most of the people who cover the team, who will just try to argue their point and even though it's wrong, he wasn't the guy. And I think in this situation, he was home. It was comfortable. It wasn't like, it wasn't crowd noise, all those things like that. And he threw some dots in this game, like no question about it. But he had a rushing touchdown. But we all know that this was a game where Rutgers is playing at an 11 o'clock body clock. It's
not good for us. It wasn't good for them.
They're not. It is. So it is what it is. I mean, the only guy I could think of who would play on Rutgers on this team was maybe their running back, who'll probably be a backup to Woody Marks. So the quarterback wasn't anything special. But listen. We've seen them lose to these teams, so I'm not gonna crap on them for winning the game. They won the game handily like they should. What were your thoughts about Miller Moss performances and the whole week leading up to it?
Well, I mean, to me, like I didn't like the comments. I'm like, bro, we just gotta play better. You know what I mean? Stop talking and just lock in. You know what I mean? Then your play. You didn't wow me with your play, right? You didn't wow me. You know what I mean? I was more impressed by the defense, who we walked in with, from the start of the season, we're missing 7 guys, starters from the start of the season.
Yep.
4 DBs didn't play. 4 or 5 DBs didn't play. You know what I mean? We had another one hurt. So it's like, I'm not impressed. I wasn't impressed with listen, like you said, we would have killed them if we lost, right? If this game was tight, we would have killed them. 100%. So I'm not going to kill them because we won. We did what we were supposed to do. And being as banged up as we are on defense, I respect it. Wholeheartedly, I respect it. You know what I mean? I also feel like, though, we have to be – nothing offensively was like, okay. We didn't do anything offensively that was like, like that wowed me. So while you're beating your chest and keep the same energy, then go wow somebody. This is the team you were supposed to – you should have had a 400-yard game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This game should have been over going to the third quarter. We should have been calling off the dogs, putting in and honestly, I'm actually also a little disappointed. We didn't see more Quentin Joyner. I'm not sure what's going on that we're not seeing him. I'm literally surprised that we're not seeing him get more touches. Wow. Something has to be going on in the house that we're not seeing him get more touches. I don't think he's hurt. From what I'm seeing, the way I'm seeing him run, I don't think he's hurt.
And he's not going to redshirt because he's played too many games already. So
Right.
so we know that's not the case either. So I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that it's just a succession plan. It's not nothing. I mean, I would because he's done a good job last couple of years, or last 3 years um uh getting who was running back last year? I
Austin.
forgot. Like,
Austin. We have what?
oh yeah, Austin,
Austin. Yeah.
and then the running back
Marshawn. Yeah.
Marshawn Lloyd last year, and now you get Woody Marks. So and he can find them, but when you have a couple of guys in house, let's just see. I mean, you have three guys in house who could really be a good three-headed monster, and I think
Yeah.
in the past he has had multiple running backs. So it's kind of the weird part of it for me, but I mean we'll see. I mean, I'm sure when December comes, we'll see when that first window opens. We'll see we'll see who
Right.
stays and who goes, and we'll take it from there as far as that goes. But yeah, I mean, I like I I don't know how to describe the whole thing with William Moss. I mean, like I said, I thought that we could have done. I think the biggest thing I see is that you don't have to defend every blade of grass with him. He doesn't have
No.
the arm strength to do that, especially like he's almost basically an entirely right-handed quarterback because how many times did he throw the ball to the left side of the field? Like very, 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 very,
Very little.
very little.
Very little.
So
Yeah.
so I would look at that as well. And I just don't. I mean, he just wasn't. This team was not a national championship team, but the way they play defense and the way these games rolled out, they should have been a playoff team. And
Yeah.
and nobody's
Easily.
that's very easily because they should have won. They should have won three out of four of those games. And take it from there. And then maybe you beat your rivals at the end, and then you solidify your playoff access. You know that the Big Ten, even though they're not in love with USC because they keep giving them these ridiculous calls. I think they would have taken that money for the West Coast money from ratings
Exactly.
from Los Angeles. So it is what it is. Woody Marks, brilliant game for him. He's like I said, scouts are salivating. They can't wait. He has that small center of gravity. Can catch the ball out of the backfield.
Mhm.
Can do pass pro. 6 yards of carry in this game. He had 4 catches in this game. That's his long streak continues of at least having 1 catch in a ball game, and he's played on some really bad Mississippi State teams. So it wasn't like he's always had the pick of the litter as far as the system he was in. But thoughts about you talked about Joyner, but we thoughts about Woody Marks and the season he's having, not only the year he's having, I mean the game he had.
Well, and I love Woody Marsh, right? I think the kid's brilliant. I think that he definitely can play on the next level. I
Yeah,
think that, what I mean, he definitely, what do I want to see more speed burst from him? I think that's probably the only thing that I'll question, right? Is getting
breakaway.
that second gear speed, right? Second gear. But I think that could be taught at the next level. We said the same thing about Braylon Allen. Remember Braylon Allen going to this year, he has no breakaway speed leaving Wisconsin. Nothing leaving Wisconsin. All of a sudden you see him work on the offseason and he all of a sudden has a second gear. I think that it's all possible, right? But I think Woody, again, his ability to catch the ball at the backfield, the difference between him and Marshawn Lloyd is he secures the ball. Remember, that was our issue with
Yes.
Marshawn Lloyd last year. Like we
Yeah.
didn't know. We were afraid.
Knock
He
on
had
wood.
all his hands.
Knock on wood. Has Woody fumbled this year yet? Knock on wood. I don't think he's fumbled this year yet.
I mean, and I just wanted that kid. He keeps up that trend. And again, is he a little smaller for an NFL back? Yeah, he is. But I think the kid can run. I think I want to see him get to 1,000 yards. I think that's just a box he needs to check off. And I think that's why he plays in some of these games a little
Yeah.
longer, like
Yeah.
Rutgers, right? Because he needs to check that box as being 1,000-yard back coming out of college. You know what I mean? But I think that he's a perfect fit. I wish we had him last year. Could you imagine him, the 1-2 punch with him and Marshawn Lloyd last year?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I
It would
mean,
be ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, Austin, he gave you everything you could, but he didn't have this kind of ability. So,
No.
yeah, he didn't have that kind of ability as well. So, I mean, yeah, I like him a lot. I mean, when I saw the film on him before the season started, I thought he was fantastic. So for that, and then he was running the ball on a team that just struggled offensively and still got his. So that's to me that says a whole lot about him as a player as far as that goes. Josh Henson. Josh Henson is a guy who's kind of been under fire from a lot of USC fans for a lot of reasons. My question is this: is like as we keep going on in the season, every game that goes by, the offensive line, we're noticing less mistakes. They're playing better. They really look like that counter, that GT counter, whatever is looking better and better. Everything is. I mean, they run the ball for a team that doesn't run the ball a lot. Mm-hmm. They do hell of a job of running it for a high percentage. I mean, as far as
to be effective. And so here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think I said it before, and I've tried to keep everybody at bay. We're young offensive line.
Yeah,
we're young. Yeah. And so you got to give those kids time. We have a left tackle that was in high school last year.
Yeah.
Right? The left tackle, the blindside guy, was in high school last year. We're young. Yeah. We've seen some elite defensive lines, and he's like in the season. That's only going to make them better.
Yep.
Right? We've seen the Michigan D line. So for what it's worth, we've seen the LSU D line. We held Abdul Carter in check.
Yep.
It's like we've seen guys, and this offensive line just keeps trucking. Like I said, we're getting pieces. We're going to lose two. Well, at least one key important piece. I believe Pregnon's his replacement is in the building. I think he'll leave next year.
He'll be gone next year.
So, but we got his replacement in the building already.
Yeah.
So I think that we're gonna have to deal with the replacing Jonah, right? But everybody else, bro, like I think those only two we're losing.
And I think also too, Xander Mella leaving, right? He was the guy who was supposed to be the center of the future, correct?
Right.
And then and then you would have had Monheim be on the outside and not the inside. So he kind of I mean, like the guys they had in camp really, like Killian and whatever, they couldn't really handle the situation. That's why they went this way. So and plus you had injury as well. So I understand that, and they're getting better every year. I mean, they're
every week.
Every week they're getting better. So like
I'm not mad at it. Is it we'll get a better test? I'm sure we'll get a better test, a better feel for what's about to happen. Having to go up to Seattle, right? Yeah. We're gonna get a better feel for that. I was trying to get tickets to that too. I was trying to get a flight for that. Get tickets, trying to get a flight. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
A lot of people a lot of people like that stadium and like that setup. So I know a lot of USC fans are going out there to and the USC is right now installed as a 2-point favorite over
Washington just took a bad loss.
Took a bad loss.
I wouldn't say a bad loss. They took a rightful loss. I think people are underrating Indiana. They took a rightful loss. I think sometimes UW tends to play over their head. This is going to be one of those games. It's going to be loud. It's going to be rocking. And our talent, sometimes I had a coach tell me before, sometimes not about X's and O's, about the Jimmies and the Joes. Mm-hmm. And our Jimmies and Joes gonna have to show up, right? Yeah. It's gonna be the guys who put on the pants and say, you know what, we know we're in a hostile environment. Seattle's hostile. That stadium is hostile.
Yep.
Right?
And SC is coming. Yeah. And LA is coming. So they know LA is coming. So they're gonna be excited about that. Makai Lemon had a big game, and I think that everybody's talking about comparisons to Monte Brown and going like here's the thing about the whole thing with the wide receiving core. By his design, it is a different person every week.
Right. It
is not. I would not get excited about any one player. It could be Deuce Robinson next week. It could be Kyron Hudson next week. It could be, it could be, it could be Jay Fair. Like, Cal Ford had a good game this week. You know what I'm saying? So I would not, the rotation is kind of like, I personally would have a little bit more of a steady, like, playing time where these guys are going to get 60% and everybody else can get in where they fit in. That's just me. But he wants to do it the way he wants to do it, and then we'll just take it from there as far as that goes. But I would not get, I would get excited because he is showing what he can do. I wouldn't get overly excited thinking that he's going to be like the number one guy.
Well, here's the thing, right? I think there's plays that are drawn up, right? And I know what Lincoln said. I think Mekhi is going to be that guy. We've seen him in too many games, even this season, prior to him missing, where he's made big plays. He's made catches that we've needed. I think that he can be the guy that can continue to make catches when we need them, right? I think Deuce has to fix his drop problem, man. Deuce has to fix that. And then
this year he hasn't dropped him. He dropped too many this year.
Again, so here's the thing. I'm nitpicky. So there's a lot of balls that are thrown that I felt like Deuce should have caught. You are bigger than everybody else, sir. There's not a corner in college football who's 6'6". There's not a corner I don't think there's a corner on a D1 level that's 6'4".
What if we've got a quarterback who's throwing it 7'2"?
You're supposed to be able to go get it. But see, that's my point. You're supposed to be able to go get it. To me, listen, I'm with you on saying Miller isn't the guy, right? But even like in the Penn State game, that ball went through your hand, sir. Listen. I hold Miller accountable for it, but you got to bail him out. You have to catch that.
The only way he could have caught that one is if he left his feet and then dove for it. But like that was just like that's a ball like when you're that wide open, it's just like put it on.
I don't disagree with you.
Put it near me. Put it near
don't
me.
Disagree with you.
That's like Yankees pitching to the Dodgers, high and outside. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm not disagreeing. I feel like there's catches he should have made this year. And I feel like, honestly, Jacoby should be our number one. He's not using him like a number one. Jacoby Lane is the guy. When you want to go get a ball, he plays 6'4". He plays bigger than 6'4". He makes the catch. Kyron Hudson, since LSU, has been hidden. I don't know where he disappeared to.
I mean, it's just that you're not going to get. It's 28. It's about. I would say it's about what 30 attempts. You're looking at like maybe 22 completions. Like right. You know what I'm saying? He's probably manufactured a bunch of at least 4 or 5 passes to Woody. And then now you're talking about spreading out to everybody else. So,
but see, that's what I'm saying. I don't think you need to go to everybody else in the sense that I think that you do isolate matchups, and that's my issue. When I'm seeing that we're not isolating matchups. Now that could have been because Mekhi was out, right? We lost Mekhi for a few games. Well, he was out. We get him back. You need to isolate matchups, though. I feel like in that spot. You isolate matchups. You leave Mekhi in the slot. He's occupying space where Zach should occupy. Zach should have taken that by the horns, and we should be talking about Zachariah Branch, honestly, like literally. But that's not happening. We're seeing Jay Fair get targets before Zachariah Branch was honestly disgusting to me.
I mean, and like I said, to me, that's the whole rotation thing. I don't like. I'm not a fan of the rotation. I mean, I'd be Robinson. I'd be Robinson. I mean, not in any order, but I'd be Robinson, Lane, Lemon, and Branch. I think that puts the most pressure on the defense. Like, I'm trying to put pressure on the defense. I think you put those when you go 4 wide. And you go 3 or you go 3 wide, and then maybe on during the drive you want to switch out Jacoby and Robinson and Jacoby and Deuce, you know, every like series or every like 3 or 4 plays, whatever. But I just that puts the most pressure on the defense. And then if Zachariah needs a blow, then obviously you bring in Jay Fair. That's why Jay Fair is here.
Well, I would go Kyron because we can't forget about him. You know what I mean? Like so my thing is like. It feels like, and this is the problem that I have with Lincoln. It feels like you don't have any identity. There's no identity. There's no guys at the end of the day when you say, I need a play. I'm going here. Everybody can know it's going here, and you can't stop it.
Yes. that is, I think he has an identity, but I think to your point is okay. It's a 3rd and 7. Like
Right.
Jacoby, I need you to, and Jacoby comes out with a 10-yard catch. For him,
Right.
it's like whoever's on the field has to come out
Yeah.
with that 12-yard catch, and that's something where I would rather him just like, hey, get your top 3 guys out there, and then go ahead and make and see what happens, like opposed to doing what he's doing right now. But I mean, like they scored 40 for the first time in a minute. So this is the only way to save face this season is to win out.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you're with me. Absolutely.
Yes, that would at the very least save your mental capacity, and you would feel so much better about the team if they just went out. And it starts at Washington.
7-5.
Yes, Washington is a part where like this is the last. I don't count UCLA as a road game, like in the Rose Bowl. Like this is the first real. This is a real road game that you have that you have to win. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you cannot go to me, if they lose this game and then beat UCLA, then to me they went 0 for the year on the road. Like you have to win a road game here, dude. You cannot not win a road game all year. That's why I kind of like him this week. So I'm like, dude, like you got to win a road game. Like Jesus Lord. I mean,
I want you to see. I want to see you put a road game away. Put these games away. You have the ability to put them away. So this is telling me, what are you preaching all week? What have you been preaching all week? Because you didn't have to. Finishing wasn't part of the Rutgers game plan, right?
Yeah.
To me, as a fan, I didn't care about beating Rutgers. I really didn't. We were supposed to. We were supposed to do that. What happened with Rutgers was supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It only disappointments didn't happen. It didn't get more, right?
Yeah.
We're supposed to do that. That's the standard.
Yeah.
Beating them is a standard, right?
Uh-huh.
You're not doing anything extra. Well, now you need to go into Washington and avenge a loss.
Yeah.
We saw it last season.
Yeah.
It's at home. We need to go up there and avenge a loss.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
Right? You also
100%.
need to put this game away. Like if the game is close, show the mettle that you can put a game away.
I personally would just at this point, I'm like, I'll take it how I can get it. But I see your point. I see your point.
I'm only saying that is because yes, I'm with you, right? But I think against Notre Dame, we're gonna have to put that game away. That can't be the game we try to figure out against that defense if we can put the game away. That's not the game we're going to try that in. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're not going to give us that opportunity.
They're not.
We need to know right now how to put a game away. I thought we had that against LSU. Silly me. I thought we had that, that game, that put away game then. Because we showed that, hey, it's time to put the game away. We're going to run the ball and punch it down your throat, which if anybody in America tells me that they thought Lincoln Riley in that moment was going to run the ball, you're lying. I'm just going to tell you right now, you're lying. It is what it is.
And I think too, it's just like, I mean, like that game I thought, what makes it really disheartening is that some of these losses have been with the offense having the ball.
Yep.
Just like the LSU game, where like that would be like I felt like when they got the stop and they forced LSU to kick a field goal, I was like, oh, this is light work. Like we're gonna score and win this game easily. Yeah. And I thought, I mean, like, and in the Penn State game, I'm like, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, I mean, you have the game, you have it right there, and then you throw the ball.
Timeouts, like everything. Listen, that game still haunts me. I'm gonna be honest, because like you said, what is supposed to be the strength of this football team is the offense. I have the offensive genius, right? I got that guy. I got the guy who sent 3 number 1 quarterbacks, right, to the league. I got the guy who has 4 Heisman under his belt.
Yeah.
Like, right? I have that guy. And you're gonna tell me with the ball on the 50, 2 timeouts, just a little less than a minute or 1:46 to go in the game, and we can't get no points. That's what you want me to believe? and we lose the game,
Yeah.
even more, right? Forget about not getting
So
points and we lose the game.
hold on. So real quick. I'll do this one exercise before I move on real quick because I want to because this is how like tough this season has been for USC. So you mean to tell me that USC has given up in games 20 points, 0 points, 20 points because of pick six. I'm not going to give Michigan a pick six. 20
Okay.
points, 20 points. They gave up 21 points to Wisconsin. They gave up let me see, basically a pick six in that game. So 17 points to Mississippi. To Minnesota. Whatever. Drew Alla had a good game. That was the first game. That was the first game they gave up. They went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games before they gave up 30.
Right.
Like, okay. So you have that. You play Maryland, pick six again. So you give up 22 points on the road, which is embarrassing to give up to Maryland anyway. And they get 20 points. I mean, this is really the hardest thing to deal with as a fan is like this was really on the offense.
Yeah.
100% on the offense.
This season. I don't. No one can tell me that this defense hasn't done their job. No one can tell me that.
Yeah.
And what makes it worse is we have a guy that, as an offensive-minded head coach, who, oh, by the way, calls the plays.
Yeah.
To me, like I told you, coming into the season, I wish we go back to the shows. Geez, I hate being right. It was going to come down to the quarterback.
Yeah. He hasn't done it.
The spring game, I told you it was going to be the quarterback.
Yeah.
It was going to come down to the quarterback.
Yeah.
Sorry, like you can't. There's no way we can run from this because in that exercise you just did, you mentioned 3 times where you threw a pick six.
Yeah, three
times those pick six flipped the game.
Every game. Every one of those losses was they were winning. They were winning the game. They were winning the game at Michigan, and he threw the pick six.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota was up 17-10 going in 10 points. They get 10 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They're driving to ice the game and he won a pick six. He tried to audibles it was 3rd and 4, tried to audible for a bomb play. Like, dude, I don't know what we're doing. Just get the first down or run the ball twice. You got it. They were giving me the run all day. Then you're driving down the football field. It's 30-30. All you need is a field goal. I don't trust field goal kickers in football at any level,
especially not ours.
Yeah, but we never have a good kicker, so I can't even sweat that. But at the very least, put the game on the kicker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't put it on yourself where you throw the ball, awry, so to a wide open 6'6" receiver. And then the pick six against Maryland. Like, I mean, that changed the game. The Maryland one is probably the one where, honest to God, I would have been like, okay, bro, it's all good. You're after that game is over. Thank you for your contributions to this program. Like, I'm done. I'm done because you cannot, when you're up, when it's 21-7, you can't throw a pick there. You can no. You can. I mean, even if you take intentional grounding, you cannot throw a pick in that situation. You can't. But we talked about that.
I'll be honest. Like I said before, I thought he should have been done before Penn State. I thought we were going to see a new quarterback before Penn State. I'm surprised he lasted this long. But I said before Penn State, we should be seeing a new quarterback because the lack of mobility. And when people think I said, I think he's a bad quarterback. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. His lack of mobility in a Lincoln Riley style offense.
In our system, yes.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. Lincoln Riley does not succeed with those guys because there's certain things that he needs in order for that offense to open up. Movement of the quarterback opens up holes on the defense. So if I'm running the RPO and I fake the handoff and I boot out to or waggle out to the right, I'm moving the linebacker to open a hole right where the linebacker was.
Yeah.
There's just things that have to happen that he doesn't do because, well, guess what? Nobody believes he's ever going to run the RPO because nobody believes he's ever going to run the ball.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And then of course Jaden comes in, and even it was late in the game. That movie put on was pretty. Yeah, he could run.
Come on, man! Like
he could run. He could run. And like here's my thing. Here's my thing. You got teams like Penn State. You got teams like Texas. You got teams like all these teams like that who play two quarterbacks this year, and USC can't. That's kind of crazy to me. That would have bridged it. That would have bridged the gap because you would have been able to put him in like for two halves, give him a drive, and it's not like he can't. He's not one of those running quarterbacks who can't throw. So
absolutely.
So he's a threat to throw as well too. So it makes no sense. But neither here nor there. The defense, I want to give him a lot of credit, and I do think the defensive line. Good to see the young boys get sacks. Like I mean, yes. I think that's exciting to see. Sam Green got a sack. Cam got a sack. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to see that. And they got in push. And this Devin Tompkins kid is gonna be like, I mean, Jesus,
he's gonna be nasty.
Yo, he's smashing people, dude. Like I'm really excited about Devin Tompkins. I think people are really getting excited about him. And you know what? I want to shout out. People made fun of, and this is what I like about college football. He probably won't go on to the pros. He's a senior. He's not gonna. His career's gonna end at USC, but it just shows that he was underutilized under Alex Grinch and Kobe Pepe. Like, good for him. Like, he is a solid run defender in this defense,
right?
And I think him giving contributions is really great. You got Gavin Meyer out here, the senior with the club on. Like, I mean, you can't see. You can't make this up, bro. You can't make it up, and the effort he brings in too. Like, I think that they're close. So they're getting. I mean, like, and then those two guys are seniors. You got three seniors leaving the D tackle situation. So you got Jaid. I can't say his last name. As 97.
Yeah.
I forgot if I can't say his last name, but at least you have that. You have him
come. Say either, so we're not gonna butcher it. Yeah, butcher
it. Out of respect, I don't want to. I call you JA cousin for right now, and then try to get it right. But and like so he's in the middle, getting reps in the middle as well too. But like, I mean, it's good. I mean, and Brandon Shelby, and the arms of Brandon Shelby and the arms of Cam, those dudes look like they're ready. You can see the development in the weight gain,
absolutely,
and the weights this offseason as well. I did get a couple questions about the DBs. I'm like, listen, the DBs they're playing way off, even though they don't give 20 points. And the reason why they're playing far off is because and I'm not trying to be. It's just like they don't have their people there. So that's the reason why they get one big play in the game. Like I said, this is an offseason where I still haven't got to my second hand yet, where I can count how many times they got beat over the top. I think it was 4 times they got beat over the top this year, and how many plays defensively. So that's a big a feather in the cap for the defense, and they don't have the players yet. Once they start getting their players in, and Rajon Davis is going to be one of the starting linebackers next year because he redshirted to come back and play for Coach Entz. So we'll see what happens as far as that goes. Anything else on the defense you want to kind of discuss?
No, I mean, like I said, I was very frustrated too with the amount of cushion they were giving. Yeah. Right. I've always felt like my number 1 and number 2 should mirror each other. Like, I shouldn't have a drop off. I shouldn't have to switch things around. However, I understand because those guys are also good tacklers. So you're trying to get them to be able to see the field. You know what I mean? You're trying to get them to be able to see the run, see the field, and see what's going on. While I didn't like it, I understood it. And I'll take it. Like, it just, like you said, he didn't get beat over the top, and that's the one thing. Don't give nothing deep, nothing cheap. That's the way it happens, right? So they weren't going to get beat. They weren't going to give you anything cheap. So let's go for it.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Malik Brown, former Trojan, is going to do a medical redshirt this year, with Arizona. Would have been him and Woody would have been nice together. But hey, gotta do what you gotta do. As far as that is, So it is what it is for like, I mean, it's just tough. Jamil Muhammad, I think it's weird. Some players play different, but he was more of a pass rusher and got to the
Yeah.
quarterback more in Rich's system than he did in this one. So and so so he came to the pro. He transferred, gave all he could, and then but I don't. But I think right now the young dudes are taking over. Cardi Smith, looks like he is he's doing all this stuff with Colorado. So we'll see if he flips or stays with USC. Don't know. I think Juju, that stuff is getting really like I think I think when you don't hear anything from on three, you don't hear anything from 24/7. I think that means that he's going to USC. I don't think I don't think anything unless you heard anything or you have any feelings about that.
No, I think here's what I think, right? He was there for the Penn State game. He was on campus.
Yeah.
I think he took a visit then. I think Carter took his visit then too. Um, we needed that game for recruiting. When I was sitting in the stands and I'm looking down and I can see them, everybody on the sideline. You know what I mean? Because you know where they're at. They're all standing there, right on the sideline. But I'm seeing that, and you can see they were locked in, right? I think that we needed just to win that game. I also think we need to win out. I think we need to win out to help understand and get these kids to show up.
Yeah.
7-5 ain't gonna do it. Like we said, you gotta
It's
win
back
out.
to back 7-5s.
Yeah,
You gotta avoid that at all costs, man. You gotta avoid that at all costs. I mean, listen, it could be 6-6. Like it could be they could get who knows, but like
right.
they gotta be able to do it. They gotta be able to do that. And then it looks like Michigan's talking to Bryce Underwood to try to get him to come over there as well because they need a quarterback and it's, it's the Big Ten. Everybody, people, some teams, a lot of teams don't have quarterbacks.
No.
Do you have game balls? I got a couple guys who got game. I'm giving game balls too. You got any game balls for this week?
Uh, it's real simple. For me, it's Lemon
Yep.
for offense,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go with our only DB that played is Arnold on defense. You know what I mean? Our only DB that started.
Yeah.
I feel like so he's a guy that I started paying attention to a few weeks back, just listening, when they show the clips and stuff, and then seeing him when I was down on the field for the second game of the year. I was down on the field for Utah State game, and I'm listening to him talk. You can hear him,
Yeah.
right? You can hear him, and you can see the leadership, and you can tell that him being on the field last Saturday or Friday was a very calming thing for every other of the young DBs,
Yeah.
right? You could see it. I started paying attention to if things started to get erratic. He was the guy who was a calm, and I think that holds very, very. I hold a lot for me for our defense, right? When you lose a guy like Eric Gentry, you know what I mean. We lost him, and then you need another calming force
Yeah.
because we've seen EG be the calming force of this team, you know what I mean, of this defense.
Yeah.
Well, now you're seeing that come from Arnold. So for me, it's them two.
Yeah. I'm gonna say congratulations to the lady to the Trojans who won the Big Ten women's soccer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So shout out to y'all. Be careful with that sword, though. I saw you. They was playing with the foot sword, dancing around. I was like, "Yo, be careful! I want nobody to get hurt." They was getting lit. They were getting.
It is sharp.
It is sharp. They were getting lit. I was like, "Nobody gets hurt." As far as that goes. So let's game balls for me. I'm gonna go with Tompkins. I think he's gonna be a really good player. 23 is what is it? What is his name?
Geez, I just lost it.
God, and he's the one who picked off
He's a linebacker. Yeah,
Drew
yeah,
Aller and that. But
great.
I think he's the guy who's going to be a good player in the future for them too. And I'm going to give. I never thought I would give a game ball for 27, but God damn it, I'm going to give it to Bryson Shaw. You know what? I'm going to give one to Bryson Shaw because you know what? He showed me that like how bad Alex Grinch was. Like he had Bryson Shaw on slot receivers, on big time tight ends where that's not his strength. You have a head coach a defensive coordinator who put him in good positions to make plays, and he tackled and he just smashed people. Good for Bryson Shaw.
Yeah.
I mean, good for him, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Good for him.
Right.
Good for him.
No, I listen. I understand. I understand it. You know me. Like I'm with you. Like Jesus.
Yeah.
Come on, come on, kid.
He's no star or nothing like that. I'm not trying to make it
Right.
whatever.
No, but it's earned. It's definitely what.
But it's earned. He played with you know. I always say if I'm gonna kill somebody when they're playing bad, when they
That's a
play
fact.
good, I'm gonna give him some burn.
That's a fact.
As far as that goes. And then Kyle Ford. That stiff arm was like patty cake. I like that one. He just said he was
Right.
I like that one. And then dive into the end zone for a touchdown. I know he talked about after the game about like trying to get more time and whatever. I mean, I think you kind of know how this goes when you play for Lincoln Riley,
Yeah.
wide receiver, unless unless your first name is Jordan, last name Addison. Yeah, you're not gonna be on the field all the time. So sorry about that. A lot of questions, and we'll leave on this one. A lot of questions because I know that people are seeing that Florida has issues, and maybe DJ Lagway will transfer. You got Jaden on the team. Does Jaden come back, or just Jaden gone? Is Miller Moss gone? Miller Moss does have another year of eligibility, I believe. So
I thought he graduated. He was a grad.
He done? Is he done?
Yeah, because he graduated. He has a grad cap.
So hopefully
he has a grad cap on his jersey.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I don't want any kind of drama with him. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
I watched. I paid attention.
He was be at the graduation to make sure he goes.
Yeah.
Well, it does say redshirt junior.
Yeah. Listen.
It does say redshirt junior. But honest to God, I don't think he'll be back. I really don't think he'll be back. I really don't. And we'll see what do you think about Jaden, because if Jaden leaves, then Jaden obviously he was not in the plans in the future. I would definitely hang on to Jaden for me. But the biggest question was, does Juju play as a freshman?
He has to.
Does he? He has to play as a freshman.
Yeah, I don't think you bring him in not to. I think in the landscape of who's recruiting them, unless he doesn't care, right? Unless he's very vocally said, "I want to be developed. I don't care about starting as a freshman." Unless those words that came out of his mouth, which I haven't heard yet, at all, you have to, because that's the only reason why Colorado's going after him. That's the only, what I mean? Like going after him for him to sit a year. Shador's not coming back.
Yeah, he's not coming back because Shador could be the first player taken in the draft. So
he's not coming back.
He's not coming back. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, slight frame, big arm, can make all the throws, but are you worried about maybe this becoming like us becoming Nebraska next year with him? Because Riola, I mean, I know Nebraska doesn't have the receivers that we have, the skill position players we have, but like he came in highly touted and it's really kind of been up and down for the Cornhuskers this year.
No, so see, here's my thing about Raiola, right? I was not high on him even in high school when he switched high schools.
Yeah,
because when he went to Georgia, he didn't. When he went to the school in Georgia, it didn't look good.
Yeah,
it didn't look good. It looked good in Arizona. It didn't look good when he got to Georgia.
Was he hurt? Listen, I got a stomach. I'm not trying to act like I'm Mr. Fit right now. I'm trying to work on it. But what I'm saying is I'm not a 18, 19-year-old kid going to
he's just
naturally going to be a bigger guy.
He's a naturally bigger kid. And so he lived off I'm bigger than everybody else.
Yeah.
Right? So if you in high school terms, in Arizona, he was Josh Allen.
Yes, okay, it makes sense.
Right?
And Arizona, that makes sense. Yeah.
When he went to Georgia, you're no longer Josh Allen because I have D lineman bigger as you. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now nobody requires that of him either still. And you got to remember, he went to Nebraska where who? His family's there.
Yeah. That's true.
Right?
And his dad's an alum.
He has an uncle. I think his uncle's like on the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Somebody's on that coaching staff within his family. Somebody he's really, really close to is on that staff.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Which why Nebraska was always in play.
Yeah. Makes sense. That makes sense.
So to me, I look at Juju like Juju already said, I know nothing about California. I just want to go there. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he's coming out here, and I believe his numbers tell me so far I'm out here, I'm committed to being good no matter what. Right?
Yeah.
I'm committed to playing well. When Dylan went to Georgia, that didn't strike me as that.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Yeah.
at games and they're winning 15-14. They're barely winning games. What games they lost? Like I'm not impressed. What has he
Yeah.
done that is gonna make me fear him?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. The arm. It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see, like, as far as because he has the arm strength. He has a little bit of a slight frame, but we'll see if it gets to the weight room and off season program. We'll see what happens as far
Can
as
you play
the
mistake-free football? Here's the other part. He hasn't played mistake-free football.
cool.
Dylan.
Oh, Dylan has not. Dylan has not. Dylan has
He's
not.
played very bad football.
Yeah. He has not been. He has not been the guy. Just for, like, real quick, I just want to see what his numbers were real quick, because that's a good point. I don't think he is. And we're talking about Dylan Raiola, the freshman quarterback for he is not.
Nebraska.
That's tough. That's tough right there. That's
Yeah,
tough.
those numbers are not good.
9-7 is tough. I guess somebody's gonna text the show and be like, "Hey, y'all complain about Melon Moss? We could have Dylan Raiola." But yeah, they've had games where they have not scored anything. So, like, yeah, his box scores are not looking.
And I believe at least two of those 7 have been game-ending picks.
Yes. Yeah. Well, he had 3
At
against.
least 2 of them.
Is that does the head coach of Indiana have ties to Indiana? Is he there for good? Like, is he?
He's there for a while.
For a while. I'm just only reason I'm saying that is because they're really playing well, and I mean, if a big program came up, would he leave to,
Well, the thing about it is his coordinators just got there.
Yeah.
His coordinators just got there. I believe he got the coordinator from Kansas.
Yeah.
The OC from Kansas is there. And then his DC left. His defensive coordinator was the one at, guess where? Penn State.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah,
and we got there, you know what I mean? And he got another DC. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I think they're having a good year. I think they're big.
The question I have about Indiana is, are they a good year school, or are they going to be like how we kind of view Washington, where, like, Washington has Penix, and then we don't hear from him for 3 or 4 years, and then they get another big quarterback, or they get another big team.
Oh no, I think this is a program.
The program now.
So here's what I think. Right. I don't think they're playing well as a football team.
Yes,
they're not playing well at a position.
Okay.
They're playing well as a football team. They're playing complementary football on both sides of the ball. Right. You can see the difference in their offense this year versus Kansas offense.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Well,
you can see the difference in quarterback play between but all of a sudden their defense is playing well. Well, not all of a sudden they had a pretty good defense last year too.
Yeah,
they had a pretty good defense last year. Just DC left, and so now they brought in a new guy, and he's still rolling too. The offense has just picked up.
Yeah,
they're playing well complementary football. So I'm not sure this is a 1-year thing. I'm not willing to go and say, "Oh, this is a 1-year thing."
Yeah, I think if they can stay undefeated until November 23rd, that should be a hell of a game when they play Ohio State. So that should be that should be a good one. All right, Trojan fans. Myself, Coach B, we're gonna go say goodbye and fight on and all that stuff. And I want to apologize for the disgustingness that might happen tonight. I know it is game 4 of the World Series, and I have to close my eyes. I might close. I'm not well. I'm not well.
You're not okay?
Because I can't say fraud championship, COVID championship. I can't say any of those things anymore. Because it's over. It's over. And I thought as soon as the minute that they came back against the Padres, I was like, the Dodgers won it. Because the Yankees are not good enough. I knew that from the get-go, and their best player is really struggling. I mean, he's swinging at anything right now. Aaron Judge. So I think the Dodgers will. I would, as a Giants fan, I would like to express congratulations, but my vocal cords can't do it. So
So here's the thing. I don't think we ended tonight. I said we wouldn't sweep them. I think we
no,
ended
it's a
back
sweep.
in LA. I don't think it's over.
They cannot win two straight. They can't beat out two straight games. I just don't. I don't think that. I don't think. And like whatever happens, and what happened to the athlete that John Carlson used to be? He's walking like you cannot send him on that play.
I don't know what they were thinking. Yeah, I swear to God, I don't know what they were thinking.
As somebody who coached baseball and coached softball for years, if the outfielder doesn't go to the right or left, and the ball is right to him,
right,
and like you see it just pops up right into his chest. Chest plate is like that. This is an easy throw out. Like it's easy.
Well, I mean,
it's easy.
Stanton is not the person you send. He's 6'7". Okay, let's not send him.
He ain't got no speed.
Right, like he's never been that guy. Okay,
he can't walk. He used to be an athlete. He used to be an athlete in the outfield. Now,
so my thing is this. I said this, and I've said this a couple of times to people, and you're the only person I've said little snippets, but actually had a conversation with about this game because I've been trying to stay away from Dodger conversations just because of my superstitions. Yeah. But I really don't think we sweep them. I never thought we were going to sweep them. I think their bats are good enough. I think because we have to go with a bullpen game tonight, that their bats are good enough to give us some issues and take the game from us. It's not going to surprise me at all, not in the slightest. And I think we have to come back and then we have to see that's the thing. We have to come back and see Garrett Cole again. You know what I mean? We have to come back. And I don't think you.
Don't worry about that because the Yankees will just take him out after 88 pitches after he's pitching great against you. Don't worry about it.
Dealing.
Yeah, he was dealing. So yeah, and then it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Like I said, I don't think so. I mean, do I hope so? Yes, but I don't believe we'll sweep them tonight. I don't believe sweeping them. I think we'll finish it off back in LA Game 6. And that's where I'm at.
Well, the networks will definitely be appreciative of that, and also. Do us all a favor. If they're gonna bring Ice Cube, you bring Nas. Like you know what I'm saying? If they're gonna bring Ice Cube, you bring KRS-One. If they're gonna bring Ice Cube, you bring Rakim. Like let
me start on something with that real quick. I was not a fan of the Ice Cube thing. I was not.
I didn't have a problem with it. I liked it. I thought
here's why. The audience didn't even know what he was saying, bro. Like they panned to the crowd and they were sitting on their hands. It wasn't a good look, right? I feel like in that moment, and while I love Cube, he's, of our era, right? You bring out K-Dot. You call K-Dot and make him tell you no. And you give him a figure he can't tell you no. Want to know why? Because you played not like us in that stadium at that time, in that moment.
Yeah.
That electricity is going through, and everybody knows it. I don't care what nationality, race, creed you are. Not like us. You've heard it enough.
Yeah.
You've heard it enough.
Babies know that song now. Babies know that
song. The kids got a remix to it, so you heard that song. Like to me, and listen, I love Q, but it just seemed like you zapped the energy. That was supposed to be an energy play, and you took it out of the stadium.
He's not an energy. He's not an energy guy.
Yeah.
All right. We can talk all day. We gotta go.
All right, man.
Later. Take care.
Fight on.